In the 7th century CE, the Arabian Peninsula was a land ablaze with the fervor of a new faith, Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, led his followers with a message of monotheism and social justice. This ignited a firestorm of change, challenging the existing power structures and igniting conflicts. One such confrontation was the Battle of Khaybar, a pivotal event in the early history of Islam, where faith and courage clashed against the forces of opposition. In 628 CE, the nascent Muslim community, having faced persecution and war in Mecca, had migrated to Medina. Seeking to consolidate their position and protect the burgeoning Muslim community, the Prophet Muhammad led his followers north towards Khaybar. This oasis settlement, heavily fortified and home to a significant Jewish population, presented a strategic threat to the Muslims. Khaybar's inhabitants had a history of hostility towards Muhammad and his followers. They had actively opposed the Muslims in previous battles. Their strategic location and resources made them a formidable obstacle. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the mettle of the Muslim community and shape the course of Islamic history. The Battle of Khaybar, fought in the scorching heat of the Arabian desert, became a testament to the strategic acumen of the Prophet Muhammad and the unparalleled bravery of his companions, particularly Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. The clash at Khaybar would resonate through the centuries, not just as a military victory, but as a symbol of resilience, faith, and the pursuit of justice. Khaybar was no easy target. It was a fortress city. The oasis was a cluster of well-defended strongholds, each a bastion of stone and determination. The defenders of Khaybar were no strangers to warfare. They were skilled warriors, many of them seasoned veterans. They were equipped with a range of weapons, including swords, spears, bows, and arrows. The fortifications of Khaybar, with their imposing walls and strategic vantage points, presented a daunting challenge to any attacker. The Muslims, though inspired by their faith, were significantly outnumbered. Their recent battles had depleted their resources, and they faced a determined enemy fighting on familiar ground. The odds were stacked against them. The Muslims, accustomed to the open deserts, found themselves facing a new kind of challenge. Siege warfare was a different beast altogether. The defenders of Khaybar, confident in their fortifications and anticipating a prolonged siege, were in high spirits. They hurled insults and challenges from their ramparts, aiming to demoralize the Muslim army. They taunted the Muslims, boasting of their strength and the impregnability of their fortress. They underestimated the spirit of the Muslim warriors and the strategic brilliance of their leader, the Prophet Muhammad. The initial assaults on Khaybar were met with fierce resistance. The defenders of Khaybar fought tenaciously. They rained down a hail of arrows and stones from their fortified positions. The Muslims, though courageous, were initially repelled. The defenders of Khaybar, buoyed by their initial success, grew bolder in their taunts. They mocked the Muslims and their faith, challenging their God and their prophet. The Muslims, however, remained resolute. The Muslims, under the Prophet's guidance, adopted a strategy of attrition. They launched a series of probing attacks, testing the defenses and wearing down the enemy. They cut off supply lines, hoping to starve the defenders into submission. Despite their setbacks, the Muslims' faith in their cause and their prophet remained unshaken. They continued their siege with unwavering determination. Recognizing the need for a decisive blow, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, made a strategic decision. He decided to appoint a new commander for the Muslim army. This was a position of great honor and responsibility. It was a testament to the trust the Prophet placed in his chosen commander. The Prophet announced that he would grant command of the Muslim army to the one whom God loved and who loved God. The next morning, the Prophet Muhammad called upon his cousin and son-in-law, Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali, known for his piety, courage, and unmatched swordsmanship, was a beacon of hope for the Muslims. Ali, however, was suffering from a painful eye infection that had rendered him almost blind. Despite his condition, Ali's spirit remained unyielding. The Prophet Muhammad, with his blessed touch, healed Ali's eyes. Ali's vision cleared, and he was filled with a renewed vigor. The Prophet then handed Ali the banner of Islam, a symbol of leadership and victory. It was a moment charged with emotion and anticipation. Ali, his eyes shining with faith and determination, accepted the banner, ready to lead the Muslims to victory. Ali, now at the helm of the Muslim army, wasted no time in pressing the attack. He rallied the disheartened Muslim soldiers, his booming voice a stark contrast to the taunts of the defenders. With renewed vigor and inspired by their leader's unwavering faith, the Muslims surged forward once more. Leading the charge was Ali, his every step radiating an aura of invincibility. The defenders of Khaybar, taken aback by this sudden change in the tide of battle, scrambled to meet the Muslim onslaught. They sent forth their bravest warriors, hoping to stem the tide and break the momentum of the Muslim advance. Among the defenders were several renowned champions, men of immense size and strength, their names whispered with fear and respect. Ali, unfazed by the reputation of his opponents, met them head-on. His double-edged sword, Zulfikar, became a blur of deadly steel. Each swing of his sword sent a defender crashing to the ground. Ali moved with a speed and agility that belied his size. He seemed to dance through the battlefield, his sword an extension of his will. Section 6. Marhab and the Might of Ali. Among the champions of Khaybar, Marhab stood out as the most formidable. Marhab, a giant of a man clad in thick armor, was a fearsome sight. He strode onto the battlefield, his voice booming like thunder, challenging the Muslims to single combat. He boasted of his strength, claiming that no man could withstand his might. Ali, accepting the challenge, stepped forward. The two warriors circled each other, their eyes locked in a deadly dance. The air crackled with tension. The clash, when it came, was earth-shattering. Marhab, wielding a massive axe, struck with the force of a thunderbolt. Ali, with lightning reflexes, parried the blow. The ground trembled beneath their feet. The duel raged on, a whirlwind of steel and fury. Ali, despite his smaller stature, fought with the strength of 10 men. He moved with a grace and precision that seemed almost superhuman. With a final mighty blow, Ali struck Marhab down. The giant crumpled to the ground, his reign of terror at an end. Section 7. The Fall of Khaybar. The fall of Marhab sent shockwaves through the ranks of the defenders. Their champion, the man they believed to be invincible, lay dead. The Muslims, emboldened by Ali's victory, pressed their advantage. They surged forward, their battle cries echoing across the battlefield. The defenses of Khaybar, once thought impenetrable, began to crumble. One by one, the strongholds fell to the relentless Muslim assault. The defenders, demoralized and leaderless, fought with diminishing ferocity. The tide had turned decisively in favor of the Muslims. The final stronghold, the most heavily fortified of them all, remained. It was here that the leaders of Khaybar had gathered, hoping to make their last stand. But the Muslims, their spirits soaring, were unstoppable. The gates of the stronghold, massive and seemingly impenetrable, posed a final obstacle. Section 8. Muhammad's leadership. Throughout the Battle of Khaybar, the Prophet Muhammad played a pivotal role, not as a warrior but as a spiritual leader and strategist. He guided his companions with wisdom and foresight. He inspired them with his unwavering faith and prayers. He constantly reminded his followers that their true strength lay in their faith in God. The Prophet Muhammad, recognizing the strategic importance of Khaybar, had carefully planned the campaign. He chose his lieutenants carefully, assigning them roles that best suited their abilities. He constantly monitored the situation, adapting his strategy as needed. He maintained the morale of his troops, even in the face of adversity. He negotiated with the defeated tribes of Khaybar, ensuring a just and lasting peace. Section 9. Conclusion: a decisive victory. The Battle of Khaybar was a decisive victory for the early Muslim community. It solidified their presence in Medina and its surrounding areas. The victory also brought much-needed resources and strengthened the Muslims' position in Arabia. More importantly, it showcased the strategic acumen of the Prophet Muhammad and the unparalleled bravery of his companions, particularly that of Imam Ali. The battle had a profound impact on the relationship between Muslims and the Jewish tribes of Arabia. The victory at Khaybar led to the expulsion of some Jewish tribes from the region. It also established a precedent for future interactions, highlighting the complexities of religious coexistence in the 7th century. The Battle of Khaybar stands as a testament to the power of faith and determination. It highlights the strategic brilliance of the Prophet Muhammad and the unparalleled courage of Imam Ali. The echoes of this battle continue to resonate, reminding us of the importance of resilience, faith, and the pursuit of justice.